Hey friends, Drew here in beautiful Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. Lovely afternoon. A customer called us because their frost-free hose bib, which isn't really a frost-free hose bib, but the hose connection on their house began leaking, and they were having problems both inside and out with that. And so they shut the valve off inside and they called us to come and replace it. So this is an older style, and the way this typically works is you're going to have a valve inside, hopefully, and that valve is going to have one of these thumb screws on the side of it. And what that thumb screw allows you to do is to shut off the water flow from the house to the rest of the downstream from here. Shut off the valve, turn it in the off position, and with the valve in the off position, now you can drain out the remaining water, or at least allow air into it, so that when you open up the faucet outside, the water can drain out completely. And if you winterize this at the beginning of the season, like just as things start to get cold in October, November, then you can shut the water off, drain the water out of that line using that little thumb screw here, and then you're not going to have any water in there for it to be able to freeze and burst your pipe. But if you forget to shut it off and drain it, or if you leave a hose connected on the outside, the water stays in there, and the heat transfer, just from right here, the heat comes out, the cold goes in. You know, we can talk about thermodynamics and how it really works, but for the point of the matter is, this gets cold and it freezes, and then that pipe can burst. And sometimes it bursts outside, and sometimes it bursts 2 or 3 inches inside the house. And when that happens, now when it thaws out, you've got a flood going through your basement. So they have a new style that are called frost freeze, and the way these work is the valve stem actually runs the entire length of this tube, and it closes down here in the very back of that pipe. So when you shut this off, if you have it pitched correctly on the install, the water will all drain out, assuming you don't leave a garden hose connected to it over the wintertime when temperatures are freezing. So what we're gonna do is, this was just mounted directly on the siding, was just kind of screwed right in to the siding. So in order to make this a little bit nicer, we've picked up a siding block from the local store. And then what I usually do when I install these is I like to back them up with a piece of wood in the backhand side. And the reason that we do that is it just makes it a little bit stiffer, that when I'm running screws into the front end of this fitting to hold it to the house, it's not pushing that siding block and bending that siding block into the house. It's got something there that's solid between the sheathing on the side of the house and the faucet, so that the faucet's got something solid to sit against. So that's what we're gonna do. We've got everything prepped. I've got the hole drilled. We're gonna mount this block. I'm gonna get a measurement for what I need from the distance outside to the distance inside, and then we're gonna do the final cut on the pipe inside the house so we get the length correct. And then we'll have somebody outside helping me, and we'll insert that in, and we'll get it connected so that everything is nice and tight and where it needs to be, so that we can get them a working faucet again that will also drain, so that they won't freeze in the wintertime. And the way their system's set up, they're actually gonna get to keep their existing valve with this thumb screw. So belt and suspenders, if they want to drain it back a little bit further in the wintertime, then they have the option with which to do that. And if somebody forgets and it freezes again, well, hey, the valve's there, you can shut it off, we can change it out. Not a big deal. So the big deal with these fittings is always remember, in the wintertime, disconnect your hose and then shut them off and drain them out. And if you've got the type where you've got the thumb screw, make sure you completely drain that line and winterize it. And if you need help with that, you can join our DIY CopeBUILT group here on Facebook. You'll find that under the Communities tab on our Facebook page. Of course, you can subscribe to our channel, keep track of all of our social media, Instagram, Twitter, or on LinkedIn, or on YouTube, and of course on Facebook. And we'll be glad to point you in a direction. Send us some pictures and our team will work with you to figure that out. This is Drew for Cope Construction and Renovation here on a beautiful afternoon in the middle of Kennett Square. If we can help you solve a problem, 484-748-0008. Choose option 2 for Cope Construction and Renovation, and extension 2 for new projects, and we'll be happy to assist you with whatever is not working the way that it should be at your house. Remember, it's not just done, it's CopeBUILT. We're your Pennsylvania home improvement contractor number 8808. We'll catch you guys in another video. Bye for now.